is the highest priority right now because it is an observed tornado warning, but we also have one until 10:15 that covers a little corner, the south corner here of Hopkins County. And I'll pan that up a little so you can see better. So this would be down more toward Morton's Gap and basically right along Interstate 69 there where it makes the turn and then heads out. It'd be the Western Kentucky Parkway elsewhere. So we still have that tornado warning going on right now too. If you're listening to our coverage on 104 FM WIKY, we're simulcasting on the radio. We are in the clear now, at least from severe weather in the Evansville area. However, we have a number of flash flood warnings basically covering all of southwest Indiana, including Henderson County, Davis County, and then all counties touching the river. So Vanderburgh, Warwick, and Spencer County. So if you're driving, these hazards are going to be really hard to see. Arden Gregory has a perfect example of that. Let's go to Arden.
That's right, Jeff. We just got this picture from Henderson. They said this is Green Street, and that's Captain D's in the background. So this would be the intersection of Green Street and 5th there. And you can see that water rising up, probably getting close to this person's door here. And that would be kind of a secondary threat that we're going to be dealing with sort of on the back end of these storms. Obviously, on the leading edge, we're more concerned about the winds, the tornadoes, the hail. But as this storm moves through, it's dumping a lot of heavy rain. We've had reports of over an inch an hour rainfall rates, and so as that heavy rain moves through, we're also going to be dealing with some flooding, so be on the lookout for that. And keep in mind that we're still on alert for the next 3 days, as this is probably just the beginning of our flooding problems. So we'll be continuing to monitor that on into the weekend as we've got more rain on the way. But the main severe weather threat as far as tornadoes, wind, and hail, that's tonight, and that's ongoing right now, especially across western Kentucky. So let's toss it back over to Jeff with another update.
Okay, and I believe we're setting up a live shot here, it looks like, with the sheriff and Liz DeSantis. We're going to get to that in a second. The new tornado warning, by the way, you just heard the siren, is for the city of Owensboro now and for western Davis County. So that would be out towards St. Joe, Maple Mount, the Sargo, all the way down the line there, Newman, Stanley, and then areas of southeastern Henderson County, out here just to the south of Hebbardsville. That tornado warning storm is also moving to the northeast, as they all are, at about 60 miles per hour. So we'll put this back to reflectivity and give you a storm track on that. Moving across Owensboro, we've had Owensboro in several warnings this evening. Another warning coming in there, you hear the siren behind me. This would reach Griffith at 10:11, Owensboro 10:15, Rockport 10:22, Prisney, obviously there in Spencer County 10:29, Newtonville at 10:32. So this will likely clip across the river, and we have an extension out, looks like, on the observed tornado warning. So just to break this down very simply, all of Davis County is at risk for tornadoes or the damaging winds right now, I mean imminently. So please get into shelter now and remain there till we give you the all clear. We also have a tornado warning over northern Ohio County, and that includes Hancock County. So the warnings have kind of clustered now there over the Owensboro region. And then a little farther down now, we have tornado warnings still covering southern Hopkins County right there. And we still have a severe thunderstorm warning with a possible tornado for Muhlenberg County. We're going to throw, normally the news would start now. We have breaking news right now, damage from the storm. We're going to go out to Liz DeSantis. She is in Blairsville right now in Posey County there along Highway 66. Liz, what's going on?
Yeah, that's right. I just got out here to Albert Drive just a few minutes ago, and actually I was just able to meet up with some first responders who have been here this evening. I'm joined here right now by Waitsville Division Chief and the Posey County Sheriff Chief Deputy. What have you guys been seeing out here tonight?
So far, on my arrival when I got here, I met with the homeowners. They advised that they felt like for the tornado or if they're going to be in the next year. We have a few houses behind me here that are missing partial roofs. Nobody was checking the house. No injuries. busted up ready to get here to kill a power line. So make sure everybody stays safe.
I noticed some first responders clearing debris from State Route 66 on my way up here. What have you guys been seeing as far as road blockages and everything like that so far?
So mostly around the county, we've had large limbs down, trash cans blown in the roadway. There are some power lines down on St. Philip's Road. There are some mid to large sized trees down on some back county roads that will have to be taken care of tomorrow. But for the most part, our deputies and I and the sheriff have driven around, and we've really been blessed with just this amount of damage. Unfortunately, we do have damage, but it could have been a lot worse compared to what I've been hearing on the radio.
All right, well, thank you guys. I'll let you guys get back to work. I'm going to throw things back to you guys in studio, Jeff.
Okay, thanks, Liz DeSantis, out with the Posey County Sheriff there in Blairsville. Now turning to Owensboro, still a observed tornado warning for Owensboro south. So that would be out toward Davis County High School, down all the way to the county line there along 165. North of that, radar indicated tornado warning. Either way, we have dangerous weather now moving into Owensboro. So hopefully you are in your safe place in Owensboro, and you need to stay put for a little bit. Notice too that tight cuppa that now has moved out of Hancock County, so these storms are going to continue to move away. This is not touching any of the tri-state right now. We will go back and track from these straight line and damaging winds in addition to possible tornadic winds. Masonville at 10:09. This is when we expect those strong winds and possible tornado to move in. Philpott 10:13, Whitesville at 10:18, and then to Patesville 10:27, Tell City at 10:31. I'm going to throw it over to Byron Douglas now. He's going to give us a little roundup of that area again on the radar.
Right there in downtown Owensboro. Now that latest tornado warning covers those areas along Highway 56, West Louisville. You get out towards Diamond Lake, Curtisville, Highway 500 there, Highway 56. As you run up into Owensboro, Highway 81, out towards Griffith, Stanley, Sargo, and then as you work out towards Rome in those areas, a wall of wind, a gust front, right up to about Frederica Street. And then as you get out towards right over Browns Valley, Owensboro, you see the green heading towards the radar, red outbound, and within that you can see a wall of wind 70 to 80 miles an hour. Of course, with the observed tornado, you want to stay in your tornado safe shelter. Jeff mentioned all of Owensboro in Davis County. And then down through McLean County, covering Livermore and Calhoun, points to the east now. If you're in Beech Grove there, they've shaved off that warning, but Calhoun, Livermore, Utica, those areas, right up over Utica, you see a pretty tight circulation there. Masonville, Philpott, those areas, Highway 54, get out towards Knoxville, Highway 144, those areas as you work off to the east, and then carry it over into Hancock County, Highway 69, the worst of that storm, maybe out into western Breckenridge County, out towards Cloverport, Tobinsport, south there of Leopold, Perry Central, east there of Tell City. It's a radar indicated tornado warning, Breckenridge, Hancock, Ohio, and then into Perry counties there on Doppler radar. And of course, we've morphed into flood warnings. That's going to be the thing in the coming days with these alert days, which will run through Saturday. Those low spots don't have the benefit of daylight. If you've been staying up late with us, we do appreciate it. But factor that in if you're out commuting tomorrow morning. There's going to still be those low spots of flood, and we have additional bands of rain. But where you see the purple, that's an observed tornado from spotters, radar indicated, stay in those safe areas, all of Owensboro. And we haven't forgot about Rio, Rockport, Spencer County, and then up to about Christney, Grandview, Luce Township. You guys have a tornado warning there. Southern stretches of Spencer County out towards South Spencer, Rockport, and those locations out towards Grandview. Tornado warning for you guys there in southern Spencer County.
Okay, thanks Byron for the update. Some of these warnings will drop off the board here at 10:30 and kind of declutter the map. Our biggest threats right now are from Owensboro south into McLean County, but really more, as Byron said there, from Frederica, extended down 431, 231, and then to the east. So we still have to get through Hancock, Ohio, and Muhlenberg counties, and we are watching the other areas here to our south, which would be down around Madisonville. That storm also triggered these purple, which is an observed tornado. We were showing a debris ball there earlier. We're going to go back over to Michael Fecka. He's analyzing that up close in the Weather Center. What do you have, Michael?
Yeah, so I'm going down through western Kentucky here from Owensboro, still seeing that area of rotation, maybe now lifting off just to the north and east, up towards Pueblo. That is in southern Warwick County, I believe, southern Spencer County, excuse me, and then pushing into northeastern Davis County in western Kentucky. So places like Pueblo, Thruston, Spice Knob, and sir, you need to go into your tornado safe shelters. Maceo as well, and of course farther to our south, that's where we have that purple polygon indicating where that confirmed tornado may be or may still be there. Seeing another area of tight rotation right just to the north of Dermott, and that is also going to be pushing off to the north and east. So Philpott, Habit, Knoxville up towards Scythia as well. You need to be going down into your safe spaces immediately. We have tornadoes that are confirmed and on the ground, and then possibly another area of rotation to the south over Utica. This is in southern Davis County still, so a lot of this action happening in Davis County right now, pushing out of McLean and into Ohio as well. So I'd expect to see some more activity pushing into northern Ohio County, possibly looking at the county line there specifically. Looks like I need to back up there just a touch. Looks like Jeff has some more information for us.
I do, Michael, and as these storms continue to move east, we now have the secondary hazard, which will be ongoing here for several days, flash flooding. Our interceptor is out right now. Jordan Yaney has an update on the flash flooding situation in the Evansville area. Jordan, what do you have?
Yeah, Jeff, we're over on Pollock, just off of Green River Road, and it is super flooded out here. I'll give you our windshield cam, and you can just kind of see as we drive through this very carefully, water flying up. We've been seeing this in the area along with downed trees and some downed power lines as well. I will add this, there's not a ton of cars out, which is a good thing because there are some power lines down in the road that we have been seeing. Very dangerous situations there. I'm going to switch to the roof cam here and turn the wipers on for you so you can kind of see all this water that we're about to kind of very carefully drive through. We just drove through this and turned around so you can see it again. We know it is safe to travel through, but it is always a good reminder when you see flooded roadways to play it safe and turn around and not drown. We are seeing a big lightning strike right there. I don't know if you saw that, but a lot of flooding out here on the east side of Evansville. You know, Village Green apartment complex has a couple inches of water. We've heard from our Haley Kirby that she was over in that area and saw that there was a lot of water in their parking lot. So just be careful with this flash flooding, Jeff. We'll toss it back to you.
Okay, thanks, Jordan, for that update. And again, we are still watching these tornado warnings. Most of these are going to drop between 10:30 and 10:45. Owensboro not quite in the clear right now. That storm continuing to move to your east, and it will be out more toward Thruston, Dermott, and then up toward Maceo. The lead edge of that, again, we've been showing the winds here have been pretty substantial. With all of these, as you would expect today. And we'll try to get that in there again. It might not want to go. There it goes. And strongest winds are now to the east of downtown Owensboro and kicking into eastern Davis County here. And you see that the circulation now, possible rotation, moving up on Rockport. This is at about Patronville. Right after you cross the Blue Bridge, you go through Patronville, then Rockport, Rio would be up here. That could still go back across by the Natcher Bridge there toward Maceo, and that would be suspect. Let's see if we have any debris showing up with that. Not really a consolidated picture of debris there, but certainly strong rotation right now, and that's usually a sign that you could have a tornado or damaging winds with very short notice. We'll track from that rotation, again, just going up the Ohio River Valley here, and as we track it out at about 60 miles per hour, that gets us to Rockport at 10:16, Grandview at 10:21, Newtonville 10:26, Tell City 10:31, and St. Meinrad there in northern Perry, right at Perry and Spencer County line there, very close to it, at 10:40 this evening. Let's go to Arden Gregory. Now she has an update on power outages, I believe.
Yeah, we're getting reports from all over, especially Vanderburgh County right now. It's to the point that I can't even keep up with them all. So many reports are coming in of trees and power poles and power lines down all over, particularly Vanderburgh County. We've got trees on top of cars, trees on top of garages, trees over roadways. And so no surprise, we're also getting more and more power outages coming in. I'm just going to run through these really quickly. Many of you are probably without power. Hopefully everyone's okay. We've got 4,400 people without power in Posey County, 2,100 in Gibson County, 10,500 people without power right now in Vanderburgh County, 2,300 in Warwick, and 1,500 in Spencer County. Moving over into western Kentucky now, seeing 600 people without power in Union County, 700 without power in Webster, and then 1,200 without power in Hopkins County. And as these storms move through Davis County, I expect we'll probably see some power outages coming from there as well. I would encourage you to just stay home this evening. Most of you, it's 10 o'clock at night, probably don't need to head out, but if you do have shift work or something like that and you do have to get on the road late tonight, give yourself plenty of time to get where you're going, because we are getting a lot of reports of trees blocking roads, entire intersections shut down due to power lines and trees and whatnot down. So if you do venture out tonight, be very careful. There are a lot of down trees, a lot of down power lines, and a lot of flooded roadways. So even in areas where the worst of the storms have moved out and you're sort of in the clear, as it were, it may still be dangerous to get out and about, as we are getting a lot of damage reports, particularly across Vanderburgh County. So be very careful if you do have to get out tonight and even into tomorrow. Who knows what this will look like in the light of day. Crews are working to clear this up, but there will likely be tree damage and power outages lingering even into tomorrow morning. I'll toss it back over to Jeff now with an updated look at the radar.
Okay, thanks, Arden. That line of wind, wall of wind that Byron was describing has now exited Owensboro, but is pushing in on Hancock County from Patesville down to Fordsville here in Ohio County, and then almost up to the Natcher Parkway 165 near Hartford Beaver Dam, and then kind of makes a cut back here toward Greenville. That's a positive thing that at least it is getting out of here. However, we still have a couple of areas of concern, especially down here over western Kentucky. You see here at Christian County, Hopkinsville, another tornado warning, and that one may, depending on how it moves, if it goes south, which hopefully it will, Muhlenberg County will be in the clear. Let's go over to Michael Fecka now with the southern Indiana picture.
Yes, so good news, or at least better news for southern Indiana. It looks like a lot of the warnings here are beginning to clear off to the east. So pretty much everyone northwest of Spencer County, so Warwick County, Pike County, Gibson County, Vanderburgh, Posey, even up towards Knox and Davies County, you're all in the clear at this point. The leading edge of all of that severe weather is draped across our eastern counties, including Spencer County, Perry County. That is still in southern Indiana, but in western Kentucky especially, that is where they're seeing a lot of some activity there. So it looks like we still have several tornado warnings. So I can kind of zoom in to each area here using our zoom function. We'll start off in Perry County. It looks like that particular warning was for this cell here. It has pushed out of Perry County, so I suspect that to drop relatively soon. But then attention pulls to our southwest. So areas that, like Owensboro, that just saw those very, very strong winds moving through and that potential tornado, you were placed under that tornado warning as well. It looks like they've shaved it off a little bit. Now it's really only for southern Spencer County and northeastern Davis County. So let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit tighter into those locations, and we can analyze these storms a little bit more. So there's that Boeing line segment. You can see it beginning in Rockport and Maceo, and then kind of going out towards Gatewood, and then back down in towards Knoxville, Whitesville, and down in towards Masonville. That's where we're seeing a very strong push of wind, and along that we are seeing those little eddies spin up. So let's go ahead and check out those velocity couplets. Let's see if we have anything there. It still looks like we've got some rotation there. Moving to the east of Maceo and Rockport, kind of south of Lewisport. This is all in northern or northeastern Davis County and Kentucky, pushing into Hancock County now. So south of Lewisport, if you live there, make sure you go to your tornado safe space. There is definitely rotation being observed. And then again, another couplet possibly to the south of Gatewood there, also beginning to push into Hancock County. So areas like Patesville, Cloverport, all the way out towards Stillman, even in Tell City, you are all placed under this tornado warning. So go to your safety shelters immediately in case that a tornado does touch down to the ground. And then we continue to have maybe some more rotation down towards Whitesville, and that is in pushing out of Davis County and again into northern Ohio County. So still seeing a lot of activity across portions of western Kentucky here, primarily at this point to the east of Owensboro, heading towards Hancock and Ohio County. But we still are on alert here for several more warnings to be issued, especially across western Kentucky. As we go through the rest of this evening, we may see a lot more of those tornado possible tags. It looks like a lot of this storm system is really bowing out and becoming more linear. When we see that happen, we oftentimes see less in the way of tornado warnings, but as Jeff mentioned, we do still have that threat down towards Muhlenberg County and Hopkins County with that storm coming out of Christian County. Jeff?
Okay, Michael, and as you were saying here over western Kentucky, it has become more linear, or line of wind here, but within that line we could still see spin-up tornadoes. A lot of these warnings are going to drop off here at 10:30 and then at 10:45. It looks like the lead edge of the strongest winds now working up toward Hartford, and if we put this on a 30-minute time lapse here, you see how rapidly the winds have moved across western Kentucky. So that is a relief that things are starting to move out. We've had the Interceptor out tonight. Actually, we have two crews out tonight. Liz DeSantis was in Blairsville earlier showing you damage there, and now we're going to go back out to Jordan Yaney. He's been looking around the southeast side of the Evansville here, where we have a lot of flooding, trees down, and other hazards. Jordan, what are you seeing now?
Well, if you take a look at your screen, Jeff, we got a tree down at the intersection of Weinbach and Shelby completely blocking the road. There's also some power lines down that we just saw. I'm going to tilt the root cam up a little bit and to the right and zoom in, so bear with me here. You can kind of see where these trees are coming from, snapped right up there at the top. If you can see, I know it's dark and I got the wiper going, but we do have some trees that look like they snapped right here. This is something that we've actually seen all across kind of the southeast side. We just talked to a couple that had a tree fall on their car. Thankfully, they're okay. But this is a situation. Josh and I didn't even see this tree. Someone had flagged us down and told us it was here. We didn't even see it until we were about 300 feet away. The visibility is super low out here right now. I would not recommend driving if you can avoid it, Jeff.
Thanks, Jordan, for that update. Again, we're watching the winds here as they move into Hancock County, out of Davis County, and you saw that tight circulation up there, possible tornado, or at least rotation, and then down to the south, the same thing. The storm's now sweeping across Ohio County and also Muhlenberg County right now too. I'm going to go back here and just kind of give you a sense for some of the reports that we've had. That we're going to get over to Arden Gregory here. She's been looking at this. First off, at least tornado reports that have gotten through the National Weather Service. We had the one there at Hanson that was observed near Madisonville, tornado on the ground. That was at 9:40, so that's been about 40 minutes ago. These reports always kind of lag a bit. We get all the way through the system. 7:20 there, we had a tornado at Junction. 3 tornado reports across Edwards County and Wabash, and of course we're seeing numerous wind damage reports now as they start to come in. Most of those in the Evansville-Henderson area. As Arden told you, we have a number, tens of thousands without power, and transformer damage there at Melody Hill as a result of winds. Let's go over to Arden Gregory now with a roundup of damage out there. Arden.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of damage reports, particularly across Vanderburgh County. This is a photo somebody just sent in. They just said on the north side of Evansville, of Vanderburgh County, this is a tree that has been uprooted, and on its way down, it took down a power line as well. So they have a power line down there. This is another picture that was submitted to us of a tree down on someone's garage. They said this was on Franklin. And then this is a picture from McCutcheonville where someone's front porch has taken damage there as well. So we're getting these reports from all over. I know it's dark, so oftentimes there is damage, but it is hard to see. If you are able to safely get a picture, again, don't go anywhere near any live power lines. but if you are safely to get out and take a picture of any kind of damage across the tri-state tonight, please submit that to us. If you open up your 14 First Alert app and then just scroll down, all the way down toward the bottom, you'll see this big blue submit photo. It has a little camera on it. Tap that, and then please send us your photos. When you submit those, also please make sure that you include where that picture was taken. We do have some photos of damage, but we have no idea where that damage is from. Flooded roadways, we can't tell what road it is from the picture, so please make sure that you include where that damage or that flooding or whatever it may be is located, so that we can match that up with what else that we're getting, and also pass that along to first responders as we are communicating with them tonight and all working together as a team here. But we are getting several reports of damage to the siding and exterior of people's homes, roof damage, tree damage, trees down, power poles snapped, power lines down, flooded roadways. So again, even after these storms move through, there's going to be a lot of damage to sift through, and it may still be hazardous to be out and about this evening, especially with, as Jordan just mentioned, low visibility, heavy rain, trees down in the road. You may not see them until you're right up on them, and so it could easily turn into a dangerous situation out there. So please, if you do have to get out and about tonight, give yourself lots of time to get where you're going. Be open to taking a detour if you come across a flooded road or a tree down or something like that. And if you don't have to get out, please just stay home in your safe place and avoid all of the damage, and let the crews just do their work and get things cleared up for you. I'll toss it back over to Jeff now with an update on the radar.
Thanks, Arden. We still have damaging winds and an observed tornado warning here from Knoxville down to Whitesville, so that's southeastern Davis County, although the circulation has now begun to move out of that polygon. That one will expire at 10:45, and as I mentioned before, we should see a big drop off of warnings here very soon, or at least a trimming as that main line of storms moves out. There's a new severe thunderstorm warning which just touches Perry County there, and also northern Ohio County and Hancock County. Let's go to Michael Fecka with a cleaner map there of all the current warnings around the tri-state.
Of looking at all of those warnings without all of the rain and the storms on the radar. We'll take a tour across the tri-state. Again, many folks northwest of Spencer County at this point in time, you're pretty much in the clear of any severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings. But what we're seeing them being replaced by is flash flood warnings. All those counties in blue, Edwards and Wabash in white, that's in southern Illinois, you have that flash flood warning. Vandenberg, Warwick, Spencer County, Henderson, and parts of Davis County in western Kentucky, again, also have that flash flood warning. And then as you head off to the east there, that's where we see those tornado warnings. Again, still in effect for portions of southern Spencer County, and then as we go into western Kentucky, eastern Davis County, you still have that tornado warning in effect, and that pushes all the way into Hancock County. Further to the south, McLean, Ohio, eastern Hopkins, and all of Muhlenberg County, you do have that severe thunderstorm warning. However, I will note that they are tornado possible tagged. So you still want to treat them like they are tornado warnings. You want to get to an interior room and kind of wait them out. Maybe don't get into your safe space immediately, but you still want to be inside in an interior room because they are still packing quite a punch. We're seeing gusts as high as 70 miles per hour, even just in those severe thunderstorm warnings. So again, areas in the red, eastern Davis County, northern Ohio County into Hancock County, you have that tornado warning. It's in effect until 10:45 p.m. Central Time, and then we've got a very small sliver of southern Hopkins County there that is included in also a tornado warning, but hopefully it looks like that part is pushing south. Jeff has more details of that on the radar.
Okay, we are going to try to go to Liz DeSantis. She's fighting a losing battle with rain on the camera lens there. Liz, we appreciate your work here this evening. You'll look great regardless, so just tell us where you are and what's going on.
Well, Jeff, I believe you just threw it at me. I can barely hear you out here. I'm here in Wadesville where I'm just getting a first look around here. It's still, dark out here. It's hard to see. But, just like Arden was saying, we're seeing damage reports of. We're seeing all kinds of little bits of pieces like this all over the road. You can maybe see here behind me, there's some pieces of roof and bits of cars and things like that have kind of littered the roadway and yards here. Now, first responders tell me that they believe there's a couple homes, 3 or 4 homes at this point that have sustained some structural damage. But first responders do tell me they believe that there are no injuries at this time. They believe this is the most hard hit area. Again, I'm here just off of Albert Drive in Wadesville, and right now first responders are asking people to stay clear of the area while they pick up all kinds of downed trees and power lines. But for now, Jeff, I'm going to throw things back to you in studio. Reporting live in Wadesville, Liz DeSantis, 14 News.
Okay, Liz, thanks so much. Please stay safe out there. And we have a new tornado warning. This one is for Perry County until 11 o'clock. Now, the storm has almost exited, or actually it's just coming into, pardon me, I'm looking at the other warning. This storm moving toward Tell City. So if you're in Tell City right now, Candleton, Hawesville, and then on over toward Lilydale, up to Branchville, Leopold, Branchville's up there, and then Tobinsport, basically